being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest on that possible government shutdown looming today on Capitol Hill.
As we start another cold day on the Suncoast, we're hearing new numbers about last year, 2017. One of the hottest on record. We'll have details.
And the juice is loose, but has O.J. Simpson scrapped his plans to move here to Florida? Those stories and more coming at you right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Well, the good news is it's no longer 31 degrees. The bad news is it's only 38 degrees still this morning.
True. The good news again, it is Friday.
That's true.
Even better news, we're going to have a good weekend. It's going to be nice and warm.
Well,
by Sunday, we're going to have a great weekend.
Do we still need John for the forecast?
I'm done.
He's got the real deal. He's the official.
Hey, our canary in the coal mine called in this morning.
Betty?
What? Becky in Old Mayaca, our 20-year weather watcher, called in. She's got 33 degrees, so she's above freezing. And if she's above freezing, we're all in good shape. Taking a look across the region right now, 37 degrees, Wauchula, Arcadia, 38, Mayaca, 36. Closer to the coast, 44, Longboat Key, 42, Venice. Sarasota comes in at 39, and Bradenton comes in at 35. Commute forecast this morning, you'll still need the heater, no doubt about it. You'll need to bundle up those kids at the bus stop because it's still pretty chilly out there, but we don't have the winds blowing like we did yesterday. In the evening, though, I think it'll be a much nicer commute home with temperatures in the 60s as we start our warming trend this afternoon. 35 degrees by 7. By 12 noon, we'll probably be at about 56, and then by 3 o'clock, about 63 degrees. So all in all, we are looking at a warm-up that carries us into the weekend. We'll talk about that. We're going to be talking about a cold front approaching our area as well. All that coming up in just about 10 minutes. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, John and Becky. Let's check first alert traffic right now across Manatee County. Not much to report. You'll see little slowdowns there around the downtown area. Checking farther south now into the northern half of Sarasota County. Little blip there at 301 and University. Perhaps it's just a long red light there, I don't know. Bee Ridge Road in the eastbound lane around Lockwood Ridge. Otherwise, South County mostly clear at 6:02 on your Friday morning.
Our top story this half hour, Venice City officials are warning people to boil their water after a big water main break.
Yeah, it happened on Tamiami Trail near Pine Grove Drive. Here's a map for you to see exactly where it happened right there. Let's go live to the scene now. Marla Spence is on the scene with details of the water main break. Marla?
Just There's a little bit of a glitch there.
Yeah, let's talk about the latest on Capitol Hill, where a shutdown looks more certain by the hour. The House did pass a bill, and now it's passed over to the Senate.
That's right. Senate Democrats are still rallying against the GOP's proposal, saying they won't vote for it until there's protection for the so-called Dreamers. ABC's Gloria Riviera has the latest from Washington.
The yeas are 230, the nays are 197. The motion is adopted.
With less than 24 hours to go, House Republicans managed to pass another short-term fix to avoid a government shutdown. That bill now goes to a deeply divided Senate.
We're trying to keep the government open. I hope the Democrats will come forth and help us.
GOP lawmakers need a significant number of Democrats on board to avoid a filibuster. President Trump placing the onus on them.
Could happen. We'll see what happens. It's up to the Democrats.
On 2 points of serious contention, the House plan offered first extending the Children's Health Insurance Program known as CHIP for 6 years. But earlier Thursday, President Trump tweeting, CHIP should be part of a long-term solution, not a 30-day or short-term extension. The White House later saying Trump backs the GOP plan. A second point of contention, DACA, the Dreamers Act. No mention in the House bill.
The president created this mess, though, by essentially rescinding the DACA program and creating this artificial crisis, and they need to work with us to fix it.
Democrats saying any spending deal that does not protect the more than 800,000 undocumented immigrants brought to this country as children is a non-starter. If there is no deal in place by midnight, the government will start to shut down non-essential operations. Just one example of a real repercussion possible, the military would continue to work, but troop payment could be frozen. Gloria Riviera, ABC News, Washington.
And a Trump administration appointee resigned after past controversial comments have been revealed. Carl Higbee stepped down yesterday as Chief of External Affairs for the Corporation for National and Community Service. Now, CNN found in 2013 and 2014 that Higbee made a series of derogatory statements about African Americans, gays, immigrants, and Muslims on several different radio shows. The former Navy SEAL even went after military veterans, saying those who suffer from severe PTSD have, quote, a weak mind or are lying to get benefits. A spokesperson for the CNCS says Higbee's resignation is effective immediately.
All right, 6:05. Let's go back to Venice now for an update on that water main break. Marla Spence has details from the scene. Marla, take it away.
Thank you, guys. You know, residents in this area who are looking to cook their breakfast or even make a cup of coffee this morning are being asked to boil their water or simply use bottled water this morning for this boil water advisory. Now, the advisory came Wednesday after a main water break in this area of Pine Grove Drive and Tamiami Trail happened here in Venice. Businesses and residents were being told to boil their water for at least 72 hours. Now, according to a Facebook page for the city of Venice, they posted that they hope to rescind the boil water advisory today. In the meantime, people here are just being asked to drink their bottled water or to use boiling water if they need to use their water at all. Now, in order to do that, people are being advised to boil their water for at least 1 minute in order to use that water for it to be safe to drink or even use to cook their food. Reporting live in Venice, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Marla.
I'll follow up now on the deadly winter storm from the north to the southeast, where at least 15 people have died from the snow and the deep freeze.
Yeah, the roads are slick with ice, and some expressways as far south as Tampa, where the Veterans Expressway was closed due to some so-called black ice yesterday. Many of the car accidents were in the south, where there are far less snow plows and salt trucks. Hundreds of weather delays continue at airports. North Carolina had more than 2,300 car crashes lately. If you're traveling north this weekend, be sure to take it slowly and allow for extra time. Now, despite all this cold weather talk, new numbers are in for last year. The experts say it was one of the warmest on record. NASA says it was the second warmest ever, and NOAA says it was the third warmest. Still pretty hot. The two agencies have been monitoring temperatures around the world since 1880 and say their varying findings come down to the different methods they use to analyze global temperatures. For the latest on this story and other breaking news, go to the App Store and look for WWSB or My Suncoast.
Well, the juice has been loose, but he's not coming to the Sunshine State. According to O.J. Simpson's lawyer, the Football Hall of Famer isn't planning on moving from Las Vegas to Florida anymore. Now, before he was released from prison back in October, Simpson had originally told state parole officials that he was planning on moving to Florida. He does have his son and daughter that actually live up in St. Pete. Now, since his release, Simpson, who was convicted of armed robbery, has been playing lots of golf and has yet to file any paperwork to move to a different state.
A deadly start for a new high-speed train line that links Fort Lauderdale to West Palm Beach. A second person has died of being struck by a Brightline train on that new line. Boynton Beach police say the train struck a bicyclist as he tried to go around the gates to beat the train. It didn't work. This comes less than a week after a woman was killed while the train came on, but she might have taken her own life. 2 other deaths occurred on separate Brightline routes in Boca Raton and Deerfield Beach.
And quite possibly one of the strangest stories you're going to hear all week. A Tampa man was arrested for DUI after he reportedly got his drive-thrus mixed up. The manager at a Spring Hill Bank of America called authorities to report a driver after finding Douglas Francisco unconscious behind the wheel in the bank's drive-thru where he'd been napping for a bit. Well, the manager was able to wake Francisco up, and as he did, Francisco asked the bank manager for a burrito, thinking it was actually a Taco Bell drive-thru. Francisco was later found in the parking lot by deputies with oxycodone and Xanax on him, both of which were prescribed to him. Now, the arrest report noted that he, quote, made several statements differing from reality. He was transported to the Hernando County Jail on a $1,000 bond. No word yet on whether or not he got that burrito.
I love that story. Too bad you can't get food at the bank. You can save time on errands.
You could do so many things at one time. A burrito and, you know, your check cashed.
I want to deposit this and get a hot dog, please.
We need to patent that right away.